This is News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. And we are broadcasting from the Thacker Jewelry Studios. View loose diamonds, custom design, and more at thackerjewelry.com. And we're going to get right to the phones with the Car Pro Jerry Reynolds. Jerry, how's it going today?
I'm good, guys. How are y'all?
I'm doing well. I gave a little hint that the car you're driving is over $100,000. I don't know that I'd pay over $100,000 for it, but it is over $100,000.
It is. It's $103,000 to be exact. We're talking about the 2020 Lexus LX 570. This is the biggest SUV that Lexus offers. Been around for a lot of years. It hasn't changed much in the past decade or so, and it's not a big seller for Lexus. It was at one point, by the way, but you know, as a vehicle ages and you can't tell one year from the other, sales tend to fall. So, you know, the question for Lexus is, do they do a complete redo of this thing, or, you know, do they let it just go to pasture? And I don't know. My gut, Matt, is they will probably do a redo because the large luxury SUV segment is still successful. But this one, first quarter of this year, 846 of these were sold nationwide, which is a very, very low number. So, you know, if you forget what it looks like on the outside, the fact that it hasn't changed much, and you go to the inside, it truly is one of the nicest SUVs out there. It may well have the nicest interior of anything out there, including Escalade and Navigator and Range Rovers and that sort of thing. And this thing is big. It is, but it's the inside use is so good. It feels, as soon as you step in and sit down, you just feel like you're in some high-dollar hotel waiting room. You know, the seats are amazing. The detail. A couple of things I don't love about it. I don't like the way the third row seats operate. They're weird. They come from the side toward the middle instead of flat into the floor. This has been something that people haven't liked with the LX for a lot of years. It's just a different configuration. But I tell you, this thing's just not overly fast. It's not, you know, it's not a lot of things that other SUVs are, but doggone, you just know when you get in this thing, it's well built, and it is pure luxury. But $103,000, a lot of money.
Okay, I got to ask you, is that a red interior?
It's kind of a rust color, if you will. There's nothing red about it, honestly.
Okay.
It's just more of a burnt orange, rusty type color. It actually sort of works with this gray interior, but I agree 100%. It is an unusual interior color.
So let me also ask you this. Now, how does this compare to let's say a Toyota? I'm thinking Sequoia is probably about the same size, but like a limited edition of that, because I know Toyota makes the Lexus, and if you get that high-end, that limited version of it, it usually has a very nice interior as well. How would those compare?
You know, Sequoia is known for luxury interiors, to be honest with you. And a loaded Sequoia is going to be about $40,000 less than this thing is. But a good comparison to it is the Toyota Land Cruiser.
Okay.
Which this one is on the same chassis. Both of them have a 5.7-liter V8. The funny thing about the Land Cruiser, and I had it last year, is it's so much more popular than the LX, holds its value so much better than the LX, because the Land Cruiser is kind of a cult vehicle, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And the LX just sort of sits there. I mean, Land Cruiser sales are much better than the LX, even though they're very similar vehicles. Resale's much better on the Toyota. And, you know, the last Land Cruiser I had was a little over $90,000, so there's not that much difference in the price. It's just difference in popularity.
Yeah. Well, and I think Toyotas right now are extremely popular just by themselves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Toyota Toyota keeps knocking it out of the park. They found the niche with Camry, and I think if they could change one thing, it would probably be get more sales out of the Tundra. But that'll happen next year most likely when they finally change the Tundra in a big way. And more than anything, they're coming with all new powertrains for the Tundra. That's going to be a big boost for them. And, of course, we'll see those same powertrains slide over to the Lexus side. So Toyota's in transformation. They haven't pulled back a bit because of the coronavirus. They're still going strong.
Yeah. So, Jerry, what do you have on carprousa.com right now?
Well, I have a very interesting story that for single people, they really need to read, because a new study came out that said that dirty cars are a real turnoff. In fact, 70% of people said that they considered a dirty car a real turnoff. 51% said that end the date early if his or her date has a dirty car, and it goes on. I mean, this is proof positive, not just for the coronavirus, but proof positive if you're single especially. You need to keep your car clean.
So, Jerry, from that vein, let me tell you a little story. It's not a very long one, but I had a college professor that used to be in business. He was teaching a business type class, and he said that before he would hire people, he would walk them out to their car and shake their hand at the car after the interview and look in their car and see if it was dirty. And if it was dirty, he wouldn't hire them.
I'll be darned. I never heard that before.
Yeah, he said that told you how they took care of their car, told you how they ran their life as far as he was concerned.
Well, that's what this study shows as far as relationships, too. So. And another interesting story is data from last year shows, and this is not earth-shattering, but Texas leads states with the most hail damage claims. We had some hail here not before last.
That makes sense.
But it's that time of year, so if you do get, I do have instructions at my website on what to do if your car gets hailed on, and there's some right and wrongs. I mean, you can make mistakes if you don't, if you get your car fixed by the wrong person, or if you do the paintless dent repair versus a traditional dent repair. There's a lot of ins and outs of that, but we've got a lot of new stuff coming up on the website later today also.
So if you let it out in the heat and cold long enough, will it fix itself sometimes?
Sometimes the heat will. Yeah.
That's what I've always kind of done is if it was an older car and I didn't really want to fix it, I'd just leave it outside and see what happened.
That's one of the real advantages to darker colors.
Yeah.
The darker colors the hail will come out in direct sunlight and the heat.
And I love those really dark colors.
If it's baseball size, there ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But some of the small hail, especially on the top surfaces, they will come out. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, this is Jerry Reynolds, Car Pro. Want to remind everyone that you're going to be on from 11 to 1 this Saturday. Are y'all social distancing right now? Are you in your own home studio, or are you actually going up?
No, we're going to the studio, but we are well more than 6 foot apart.
Yeah.
Between everybody. I mean, there's 3 of us in the control room there, and that place is. I mean, they have a 5-person morning show, so and they're all social distance. So it's a big place, but a lot of the other stuff, like I record commercials on Thursdays, we're doing that from home.
You don't like those people anyway, do you? What is it, McCarthy? You don't like him, right?
No, we've only lived 5 hours a week every Saturday for 18 and a half years. No, we don't. Well,
he seems like a really good guy, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. What'd you do with Dave?
He's on the line. He's actually there.
Hey, wake up.
I've just been listening this morning.
All right, buddy, just checking on you.
All right. Again, carprousa.com. You're the Lexus. What were we? I forgot the name of it.
The LX 570.
LX 570 will be on Car Pro USA on Monday. So don't carprousa.com. And again, 11 to 1 on Saturday. Jerry Reynolds, I know I say this every time, but you are one of the most entertaining people to listen to, whether I'm looking at new cars or not. So you don't want to miss it. Thanks, Jerry.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
All right, have a great day. And we'll be right back on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO.